Hey you guys. Hey you guys. I forgot the book. Hey you guys. Hey you guys. Look at that. What does this sign mean? Scott, what does this sign mean when it's open?
It's around the case.
Oh my God, yes. Today's the day. We are doing a little Sherlock, you guys. We're getting our Sherlock on. We're getting our mystery on. I guess we'll call it Find It Fridays. And of course, we got Oreo Jr. We got you guys, Scott, we got me, and we got a mystery. Sorry, let me get Oreo Jr. together. Now, did you know that Oreo Jr. has a new hairstyle?
I didn't know.
Do you want to see it? Do you guys want to see Oreo Jr.'s new hairstyle?
Oh, wow.
Yes, honey.
Wow, you're
yes.
hiding that pretty good, OJ.
Yes, honey. So, not just Oreo Jr. Sherlock has a new hairstyle. Oh, I'm messing it up with this hat, but we're going to put it on anyway. Okay, so now that y'all seen his new hairdo and it's now not tucked in there correctly, let's get on this case, baby.
Yeah.
Let's take Oreo Jr.'s new hairstyle on the case. Okay, so today is Sherlock kicks in the door waving a fofo. Do you know where that's from, Scott? You guys know where that's from?
No.
Have you ever heard of an artist called Notorious Big?
I have.
Okay, it comes from him, period. All you heard was Papa don't hit me no more, period. What do you think that has to do with Sherlock, Scott? He kicking in the door waving a fofo.
Yeah, he's going to be brandishing.
Period. Sometimes you gotta just whip that thing out, baby. Okay, so let's get to it, guys. Actually, let me pull off my little notes and whatnot. Okay, so we start the case with Sherlock and guessing, doing what Sherlock does. He's sitting around, he's guessing, where Watson has been and whatnot. And all of a sudden he looks in the newspaper and he's like, oh, yeah. There's this case with Lady Frances Carfax. He was like, look at here in the paper. He was like, they offering a big old reward for it. And, it's like limitless. And he was like, it just so happens that her old nurse, Miss Dubney, sent me a message saying, hey, she's missing. I need your help, blah, blah, blah. I need you on a case. And so he was like, we're going to have to get on this case. And so Watson's like, oh my God. Well, everybody, it's Watson and us are like, oh my God, like, okay, so what do you know from it, And so we just gonna call her the lady because I don't feel like saying her whole name because it's a lot. So the lady, she's a middle-aged woman, okay? She's from, of course, if she has a title like the lady, of course, my girl, came from royalty or whatnot. However, what we didn't know, because there's a little nuance and context to it, is that, back in the day, women did not have no rights, okay? And even in royal families, if there were sons, the daughters just kind of got pushed to the side. So she happens to be one of those royals who, even though she comes from royalty, they ain't give her no money. Okay? They just left her out there. They was like, girl, we're going to give you a couple of coins, but the rest is ours, baby, because you ain't even in the line of succession, period. So she doesn't have money. She doesn't have any property. Her parents are gone. So she's just a middle-aged woman just wandering the globe with her little royal pension. So she bounces from hotel to hotel to hotel. Also, something else that she inherited are these Spanish gems, like these rings and bracelets and stuff. They're big, they're gaudy, they're royalty. And she's taken a liking to them. So she just totes those around from hotel to hotel to hotel with her because she likes them. She likes her big old gaudy bracelet, her big old crown. Speaking of, I forgot mine.
Oh, no.
I know I look a mess.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? Oreo Jr. got a new hairstyle. So that'll be my crown. period. So she got her big old gaudy jewels, and she just toasts them things from hotel to hotel. So she usually talks to her, nursemaid every 2 weeks. This is the woman that raised her, because royal parents don't deal with them children, honey. They hire people to deal with them children. So her nursemaid, hears from her every 2 weeks. And all of a sudden she just hadn't heard from her in over 2 weeks. And so she's like, oh my God, I'm concerned. Somebody help. Find this woman, help. And so Sherlock is like, okay, we got the case. Sherlock, after the nursemaid called and said that this lady was missing, he went on down to the bank. Now, I don't know what kind of access Sherlock got, but for some reason, the bank just gave him all her information. Okay.
Okay.
This was before the government was regulating the banks, clearly. So he was like, okay. He was like, so I looked at her bank account. She, there were big, large amounts taken out. She had a couple of checks with some big old large amounts. There was one large sum in Switzerland. And then there was another 50 pounds to some woman named, wait, let me find the name because I ain't good with them. Maria Devine. Sound kind of like a stripper. Maria Devine. So, he was like, so Watson, and us, Watson and y'all, I need y'all to go to Switzerland and get on the case. And so Watson is like, so what about you? And Sherlock was like, I got this old codependent case that I got going on and I can't leave. Okay. So y'all just gonna have to go out there. Y'all gonna have to do the investigation. Send me a letter with all the deeds and I'll be there when I can. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me get my charger together. There we go. Okay. So, off we go to Switzerland, period. Have you ever been? I've never been to Switzerland. Have you guys ever been to Switzerland? Well, off we go to the Swiss Alps, period. Well, I don't know. That's where we went. So, we're on the case without Sherlock. So Watson goes to the hotel where, the lady was staying, and, he's talking to the hotel staff, and they were like, yeah, honey, she loved to hear her maid loved to hear. The maid loved to hear so much. She didn't fell in love with the little head cook, and they engaged now, and, we find out that she paid the room an extra week, but then suddenly left. Watson goes and gets the little fiance to the maid, and he's like, what's going on? And this is where we find out from the cook that, oh my God, some man is stalking the lady.
Oh no.
The cook said he looked like a savage and he shouldn't be over there. He looked poor. He looked run down. He just looked a mess. He looked like a savage. I don't know what that means, because I wasn't there during that time period. But he looks like a savage. And so, there was a stalker. And he said when the stalker started coming around, that's when the lady left. And so Watson's like, well, where did she go? And he's like, I don't know. And he was like, well, where's the maid? And he was like, she's still here. She quit the job, when the lady left. So she quit. And Watson is like, why did she quit? And he's like, girl, look, you're going to have to go ask her. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. I met her like a week ago. I don't care. I just want a wife. He didn't say that, but that was the vibe. So, Watson, starts looking, we don't know where she is, but Watson has been around Sherlock long enough to deduce some stuff. What did he deduce? Let me figure out where her luggage went to figure out where she is. And so he figures it out, and he discovers that she's in Germany. So guess where we get to go?
Germany.
We're going to Germany.
Right.
Guten Tag. So he goes there, and of course he goes to the hotel staff. And the hotel staff was like, oh, yeah, we did see her. Yeah, she was here. And, she met this clergyman, a pastor. That's And so they was like, oh yeah, she met this clergyman, and he was here with his wife, and he was sick because he did this thing in the Congo or wherever. He got bit by a mosquito and it made him sick. And so the lady and the wife were trying to help him get well. And so, finally he got well, and so they left. And it was like, she left about a week ago. They said the clergyman paid the bill, which is nice. I mean, she was helping you out, sir, so you probably should, she nursed you back to health. She ain't have to do it. She is royalty. So the clergyman paid the bill and they went on to London. And so Watson was like, oh, that's cool. And so he was like, you know what? The person that worked at the front desk, he was like, you know what? You the second man that came here to find out about the lady. And so Watson was like, what that mean? And he was like, some other man came here. And so Watson gets to describing him. He was like, do he look like a savage? And the man was like, you don't say yes, he did. And so Watson like, so this man that followed her ass from Switzerland all the way to Germany, this man crazy. And so, he was like, okay, cool. But okay, and this was a week after she left. So thank God she got on out of there. So all while this is going on, Watson steadily just, writing Sherlock letters, giving him the updates and stuff, and Sherlock is sending something back. So after he discovered all of this, Sherlock sends him a letter back, after he sends all this information, and he was like, what does the clergyman's ear look like? What his left ear look like? And Watson was like, what? Like, sir, what the hell does that matter? But he was like, Sherlock just over here joking. So, he went on and didn't reply back to that. He was like, girl, I got stuff to do. Okay. I got to figure out where the 50 pounds, like who these 50 pounds go to. So next up, guess what? We got to get up right on to France. We got to get on to France because we got to go meet that maid, because that's who got the 50 pounds, that check. And so Watson's like, I got to get to France. I ain't got time to be looking at people left ear and trying to figure that out. Plus, they ain't even here. They in London. So I ain't got time for that. Let me go visit this maid over here. Down to the French. And so he goes and meets Marie Devine. And, he was like, why did you leave so early? Why aren't you still with her? She's missing, blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, I'm getting married. And so I want to just go be with my husband or whatever. And Watson's like, yeah, but you're not with him right now. And she was like, well, let me just keep it funky. She was like, right before I left, the lady kept asking me if I stole stuff. And I ain't stole nothing. But she was like, she questioned me a lot and she saw I was honest, we left on good terms. She gave me the 50 pounds as my wedding present, So she was like, it's all good. And then here goes Marie Devine talking about something. There was that weird man. There was that weird savage man. Okay. She said, now the maid, she be around a lot more than, the little fiance who had only known him for a week. She's been around a lot more. So she said that one morning she looked up and the man had grabbed the lady by the arms and was like, and violently shaking her. Like, I'm sorry, Oreo Jr. Sorry to use you as a prop, but it had to be done. She, she was like, he had grabbed her violently and was just yanking her all over the place and stuff. She was like, that man's a savage. He's a brute. And she's looking out the window. She's like, there he is right there. So Watson looks and he's like, oh my God. So it's some weirdo looking man, walking down the street looking for Marie Devine's residence, which, girl, get you some mace. And so Watson goes outside and he confronts the man and he's like, hey, you, who are you? Are you British? And the dude's like, yeah. And Watson's like, what's your name? And he was like, that ain't none of your damn business. So Watson gets it in his head to go charge the man. He's going to charge the man. And this is what he shouldn't have did. Okay. Because all of a sudden, I don't know how this happened, but it ended up with Watson being choked out it happens. When you just charging somebody and you ain't got nothing on you and you think you gonna do whatever the hell you want, anything can happen. You don't know who the hell you charging at. Let that be lesson number one. Don't just be charging at people because you don't know what the hell they know, what they got. They might have a pew pew on them.
Yeah, or, you know, maybe it's just not a good idea to charge people just no matter what.
As a general matter. Just don't be charging at the people. So anyway, so all of a sudden this man is strangling Watson. He about to black out, but luckily here comes some French dude. He just rolls up. He got his bat and he just gets to beating that dude across the head. He's like, get off him. The French dude. I don't know how to say get off him in French. Get off him. And so, the man gets off of him. And so, the French dude helps him up and stuff. And, Watson's like, man, thank you. And all of a sudden it's like, well, my dear Watson, it's Sherlock in disguise.
He's so good at disguise.
He is. He thought he was just some French guy. It's like, oh my God. Like, did y'all see my disguise? I'm in disguise now.
Yeah, I mean,
did you even know? Now Oreo Jr. is in disguise now. So anyway. So, Sherlock is like, dude, stop charging at people. Like, don't be just charging at people. That's weird. And so, later on after, Watson gets his life together because he done got his ass kicked. You got to go wash up and get
Watson, taking beating lately. Getting insulted about his skills as a doctor.
Sherlock dragged the hell out of him. So, after he get his bruised ego together, he go take a shower, go wash his face, go put a little makeup on his neck because he got choked out. Sherlock is waiting on him and he introduces to him the Honorable Philip Green. He's a judge. You got choked out by the judge, sir. You need to get it together. That's why you shouldn't charge at people. And so Philip Green apologizes. We're going to call him Al Green. I feel like, no, the Jolly Green Giant. So we're going to just call him the Jolly Green Giant. So he apologizes to Watson for getting angry. And he was like, you accused me of abducting, the lady. And he was like, let me tell you something. I love her. I love her. And so this is when, pretend there's a fantasy sequence. Going to a past fantasy sequence. So in the past, him and the lady met and they fell in love. Like they were just all about each other. And that is until she found out that this was a big old dusty. And by that, I mean, he was getting in trouble. He had a bad reputation. He was stealing. He was just doing a lot. And this is a whole royal.
Wow.
So she went on and put the brakes on that. She said, I love you, but I don't love you as much as I love my royal title. I'm going to put my title first and myself. And so she shushed him away. So after that, what did I say I was going to call him? Jolly Green Giant. Jolly Green Giant went to South Africa and boom, he got his shit together. He made a fortune. He became a judge. And so he got his life together. He's like, oh my God, I'm in love with that one chick. She's the one that I let get away. Let me go back and go find her and tell her I want to marry her still. And so he finds her in Switzerland. And she said, I don't give a damn if you got it together, sir. They can still find out. My mama and them got long money. They can always investigate and see that you is dusty. No. And so he got a little passionate. He started grabbing her up and because that'll get her. Scott, why didn't you grab me like that?
I don't know.
Ugh.
Me.
It's because you don't love me enough. Anyway, I'm kidding, y'all. So, so he got turned down, and then he was looking for her, and then he, found out that she was missing, and so he got worried, and so now he's just genuinely concerned looking for her. So he apologized to Watson, and Sherlock is like, okay, let's get back to London, because if that's where she is, let's just get on back there. We have literally ran out of clues. So let's go back there and then see what pops up. And so when they get home, Sherlock has a telegraph there. Guess what it said?
Say anything.
It could. Okay, Scott's not gonna guess.
I give up.
Scott gives up.
That was my guess that it could say anything.
It did confirm that the clergyman's ear, the left ear that Sherlock it was defective and deformed, like he asked. Guess what that meant?
I guess it's going to be that it was a pirate, but I guess
it could be anything. It could be Captain Jack Sparrow. It's not. It is Holy Peters.
Holy Peters.
He is a criminal from Australia. He is a psychopath. He does all kinds of crime. He got a pick-me accomplice. Her name is Fraser. Okay, she's down for the get down. She is the Bonnie to his Clyde. Period. So after they find that out, Sherlock goes and put the bolo out because he's like, let me tell you something. Okay, if the lady is with Holy Peters, baby, we got a problem. Umi, we got a problem. If you go over there making all that noise, we got a problem. Okay. So Sherlock puts a bolo out. Does everybody know what a bolo is? Be on the lookout.
Okay.
He puts the bolo out through the police that, hey, we looking for Holy Peter and the pick-me Fraser. And, this is in lieu of our homegirl, the lady. And so they wait for a few days. Meanwhile, the Jolly Green Giant is over there like, oh my God, what can I do? Just be doing too much. Like, sir, this is why she don't want you. Let me just pull him to the side real quick. I'm going to pretend like Oreo Jr. is the Jolly Green Giant here. Sir, you think I'm getting them correct? Sir, the reason why she don't want you is because you be doing too much. You was doing too much being a criminal. You was doing too much when you came back and was just shaking her about. Like, sir, you just doing too much. Calm down. Calm down. I have to counsel this man. I would want to counsel this character. I would. So anyway. So they're waiting, for the bolo to do what it does. And all of a sudden, boom, here comes the hit back. They saw Fraser. They saw the little pick-me Fraser. She then went down to the pawn shop and then pawned some of that bulky Spanish jewelry that my girl, the lady, likes. She down there pawning this lady's jewelry. Yeah. And so, Sherlock was like, okay, sir, Jolly Green Giants, since you are so damn doing the most and you really want to get out there, go stand out by that jewelry shop, that pawn shop, and wait for old girl to come back because all the jewelry wasn't pawned. So after a few days of watching and waiting, Green finally sees the pick-me Fraser at the down to the pawn shop. And he was going to go after her, but then he decided not to go after her. And he decided to just follow her because he's good at stalking, clearly. And so he follows her and they go to a coffin shop. And this is where he like, oh my God, they did coffin, COFFIN, like what you get buried in. So he goes he follows her. She at the coffin shop, and he overhears the clerk saying, "Honey, it's taking a little longer because it's a custom made coffin, baby. Okay, y'all wanted all this weird stuff in your coffin. It take a little extra, baby. Okay." And so then he follows her on. And he finds out where the house is. And while he's there, the coffin that the lady was asking about it's being delivered. So this really scares Green, and he hurries up and jets it back to Sherlock. He's like, oh my God, I think they didn't kill my baby. Oh, wait, let me. I think they didn't kill my baby. Did I look sad?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my Tony. So anyway, so he goes over there, he updates Sherlock. Sherlock is like, okay, this shit is serious because I think he didn't unalive this girl. So Sherlock is like, we got to get on out of here. I don't know why he does it in this order, but they stop at the coffin shop first to find out that the funeral for the custom coffin that they dropped off is at 8:00 in the morning tomorrow. So then they head off to the house to go save this woman who they think is unalive. I guess Sherlock said, honey, if she unalive, baby, she can't get more unalive than unalive. I mean, shit, what can we do now? So anyway, so Sherlock goes up to the door and he's like, and so Frasier little pick me self come out and she's like, what do you want? And Sherlock is like, where is Holy Peter? And Frasier the pick me was like, girl, I don't know no Holy Peter. And Sherlock was like, I don't give a damn what he calling himself. Where is the man here? And so she was like, let me go get him. And she tries to shut the door, but Sherlock pushes his way in. And so finally, Holy Peter come on out. And he's like, and Sherlock is like, I'm looking at that busted ear of yours. I'm looking at your busted ear. I know it's you, Holy Peter. And so Holy Peter was like, yeah, I was just kidding. You know, I just be playing and using my aliases. Okay, so I lied. Yeah, I met the lady there. And yeah, she came with me to London. But let me tell you something. The little heifer ran away as soon as she got here. And she left these little raggedy jewels. And I ain't even getting my full amount of money for what I paid for that room. And so this is where Sherlock does what needs to be done. Are you ready for me to read the part?
All right.
Y'all ready for me to read the part? Because this is where Sherlock does what needs to be done here. Where is it? Okay. I'd be very glad if you can tell me where that lady may be, Peters answered coolly. I've a bill against her for nearly £100 and nothing to show for it but a couple of trumpety pendants that the dealer would hardly look at. She attached herself to Miss Peters and me at Baden, and it is a fact that I was using another name at the time because his name Holy Peter, not the clergy. You are not a priest, sir. You ain't no pastor. And she stuck on us until we came to London. I paid her bill and her ticket. Once in London, she gave us the slip. And as I say, left these out-of-date jewels to pay her bills. You find her, Mr. Holmes, and I'm your debtor. I mean to find her, said Sherlock. I'm going through this house till I do. Where, yeah, Sherlock getting gangster, thug life. Where's your warrant? Sherlock drew a revolver from his pocket. This will have to serve till a better one comes.
Wow.
What? Oh, and by the way, he sent the Jolly Green Giant to go get a warrant. So he had a warrant on the way. But my man Poole, he said, what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Warren? This is it. Cock. Okay, what? This will have to serve till a better one comes. Why? You are a common burglar. So you might describe me, said Holmes cheerfully. My companion is as dangerous as a ruffian. Sir, if you talking about your companion, Watson, all you got to do is just rub the makeup off his neck. Sir, he done got choked out on the street yesterday. Don't play. Anyway, he is not no ruffian, child. Wait. And together, we are going through your house. Our opponent opened the door. Fetch a policeman, Annie, he said. There was a whisk of feminine skirts down the passage. So, Sherlock then pulled the gun out and said, I'm about to search this house because I know damn well you got the lady up in here. So Sherlock scutters through the house because, the little pygmy Fraser, she didn't went to call the popos. So, they hurried up going through the house. They get to the place where the coffin is. Sherlock hurries up. He opens that coffin. Guess what he see?
It's empty.
Nope. Close though. Oh, you the only one here. Sorry. So he sees an extremely elderly, small little woman balled up in there.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't her. So he was like, "Oh wait, this ain't her." And so then here come Holy Peters. He's like, "So you gonna try to pistol whip me and run up in here, and it ain't even her, fool." And so he explains that this is the body of Fraser's former nanny nurse, and she was 90 years old. He says, they recently brought her home from the hospital. They got a call from the hospital saying that this woman about to, go to glory. And so they went and picked her up and took care of her until she passed away because the lady, used to take care of Fraser, the pygmy. So while he's telling them this, here come the popos. They then they see Sherlock. They like, okay. So Sherlock is escorted out. And, Sherlock is like, okay, cool. So then they head to because Holy Peter gave them the address to where the hospital was. They go over there just to see if his story checks out. It checks out. So Sherlock is like, okay, so I know it's Holy Peter. I know they got this woman. I know they're going to put her in a coffin. I don't know how the hell they're going to do it. But they go back to Baker Street. So, Watson is like, okay, cool. They go to sleep, but he hears Sherlock up all night just thinking and walking and marching and just whatever. Being annoying, yes. So all of a sudden at 7 o'clock in the morning, okay, here come Sherlock. Get up, get on up, get up. Just like, hurry up and get the fuck up. And he realizes that, and Holmes is like, hurry up, get the fuck up. I only got a little bit of time. We got to go save this woman. We got to get there before 8 o'clock. So they get on out there. They get on their little buggy. They hurry up. They hightail it to the funeral. They get there. And Sherlock is out there again, waving that gun, waving the fofo some more. Like, give me that coffin. And so they put the coffin down. Sherlock gets a bunch of nails and stuff, rips it open, and there is the lady in there on top of the elderly lady. Mm-hmm. And her face is wrapped up in these cotton bandage wraps, and there's chloroform all wrapped around her. So they done chloroformed her and threw her in there. Oh. And so Sherlock is like, oh my God, huh?
It's pretty hard.
This is like 1800s London. Jack the Ripper is running around. Mm-hmm. It's harsh out here. It's real out there at this time frame. It's real.
It's a little broad time frame for him, but...
So he's like, oh my God, Watson, I should have known better than to wait. Oh my God, please revive her because she's barely hanging in there. So, of course, Watson for like 30 minutes, he doing CPR. They may have to make a trach in her throat so they could pour some brandy down in there. Like they trying to get it. And they brought her back. Thank God. They brought her back. Speaking of, thank God, we made it to the other side of the rapture. Sorry, I just wanted to put that out there. Congratulations, God. Congratulations. Little cat, congratulations. Oreo Jr., congratulations.
It's a good thing to get swooped up.
It's a good thing to do whatever. Okay. So
we are winners. Yeah.
Everybody, I'm giving out participation trophies here. Yes, period. Okay, so anyway. So after it's all said and done, Sherlock is like, he was like, I realized that they were going to bury that woman in that coffin with that other woman when I thought about it. The person at the coffin store was like, you got a custom made one. And he was like, remember when I first went and looked inside the coffin, what did they need that big old coffin for this little old lady for? And I thought about it all night until it came to me. They gonna put both of their asses in a coffin. And that's exactly what happened. The two criminals pretty much just robbed her of her money and her jewels. And that's what they did. They didn't want to unalive her because they're not killers, they're just thieves. So they decided to just like throw her in a coffin and get her buried, and they would just let nature take its course. That's how they do. Okay.
That sounds like
They didn't want to do the unaliving themselves. They was gonna let Mother Nature do it.
okay. All right. Well,
Couldn't give her back. The royal family would have had them gone. Huh?
Yeah, I guess whatever you gotta tell yourself.
I'm not a thief, so I don't know. So they fled when Sherlock came waving the fofo again. They fled, and Sherlock said, them are some pretty smart criminals. I know they're going to be back. I'm going to hear about them again one day. The end.
Oh, okay. Well, I figured they'd go to jail for a long time for attempted.
They escaped. This is Bonnie and Clyde. What did you learn, Scott?
I learned we'll be back.
Okay, I'm gonna do my lessons learned. What did you guys learn? Put it down in the comments. Lessons I learned from this story is, if something doesn't feel right, follow your intuition. Follow your gut. The gut. Okay. Also, don't be out here flashing all your stuff. See, the lady got in trouble because she was over there flashing her big old gaudy bracelet and flashing her big old gaudy ring. She's like, look at this ring, it's from Spain. Like, don't be flashing it, because there are a lot of scams out there nowadays, and sometimes people will they'll rob you. Again, follow your gut. I think that's it. That's all I got. Did that shake up anything in you, Scott, that you wanted to share?
No, nothing more.
Okay, well, we got to get our Scooby snack.
No.
You ready?
Sure.
What do we have here?
Wasn't expecting this.
Well, Scott, do better.
I will.
Okay, I don't know what these are. These are,
I think those cat treats are.
these are not cat treats. This is just a good luck kitty. No. Do cat treats have nutritional guys on the back of them?
I don't know, they should.
No. These are wheat crackers, and they're hot and spicy flavor. Let's see what we got here. Oh, these are smaller than what I thought.
These are like handicap flowers.
Yeah. This is what they look like. What do you think? I don't know how to feel about these.
Yeah, I mean, different kind of texture. I don't know if I want to eat a lot of those or not. They're not bad tasting though.
It hit the back of your throat. The spice hits the back of your throat.
What flavor is that?
Hot and spicy. It hits the back of your throat. It don't hit like your tongue. It just gets to the back of your throat and burns.
Yeah.
I would do it again. I would totally do it again. Scott's on the fence.
No, I mean it would maybe put like on a salad or something.
Oh yeah, that would be great on a salad. Okay, so it is I don't know how to pronounce this. Wheat crackers. For these to be wheat though, it's 280 calories, but it's for the whole bag, so that's not too bad. Okay, so with that, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment if you would like. And from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace, love, happiness, and we'll see you guys later. Probably tomorrow for Super Saturday Scary